Niall. Minister, thank you for, as always, a very forthright presentation so far. Minister, you outlined a whole range of issues there that impact across all sections of our society in terms of Brexit. The one issue that unifies us all, as you touched on, is the issue of citizenship, not just in terms of Brexit, although that has brought it into sharper focus, but fundamentally under the Good Friday Agreement. And I have written to you several times alerting you to a whole number of anomalies and contradictions that have presented themselves for Irish citizens who are resident in the North. So you spoke about there very encouragingly the implementation in full of our EU citizenship, those of us who are Irish citizens in the North. I want to talk for a few minutes, just Chair, about the implementation in full of our Irish citizenship for people who are resident in the North, Minister. So it's really just to ask you what you believe under the Good Friday Agreement are our rights as Irish citizens. Are they equal to you, resident in the South? And a current update, Minister, if you have it on, maybe you could expand slightly. You mentioned the scoping exercise, but maybe you could expand on the citizenship issue in terms of the Brexit negotiations. It was a key issue when Guy Verhofstadt visited a number of weeks ago. And because of the volume of, finally, because of the volume of issues coming to me and being forwarded on to you and your officials, Minister, around citizenship, I had asked you a number of weeks ago when you were in the Shannon, would you consider engaging with your British colleagues in the British government about training for Home Office officials who are dealing with visa applications and such issues who are resident in the North? But in asking for that, Minister, I wonder, would you consider training and developing perhaps a dedicated portal or hub or satellite for your own officials who may be able to offer help and assistance to Irish citizens resident in the North, that is dedicated, that is fixed on the issues currently around the anomalies that we face as a result of partition, but that are being intensified as a result of the impact of Brexit. So that's something I want to put to you, Minister, for your own consideration, and I'll follow up with you. But it's really just in terms of an update on the issue of citizenship. There's a whole raft of cases now coming to the fore, some of them being legally challenged in the North around the rights of citizens. I think, I'm sure your officials are aware of the De Souza case, the initial judgment in that case by a judge in Belfast contests that the Good Friday Agreement supersedes the British Nationality Act, for example. So a lot of the barriers and obstacles that people are Irish citizens are facing, it seems it could be the case that they are facing those in an unwarranted and unjustified way. So it's what the Department can do to try and break down some of those tangible, mechanical barriers that are being erected, not just as a result of partition, but as I say, being worsened as a result of Brexit.
Chair's commitment to the full implementation of all aspects of the Good Friday Agreement. This is not a picking and choosing exercise of what's possible. Now, I have heard other commentary from others who have said, of course, we will try to ensure North-South cooperation works where possible. That isn't what's committed to, as far as I'm concerned, in terms of the aspirational and very welcome and very positive statements that we've heard from the British Prime Minister in relation to full implementation of the Good Friday Agreement post-Brexit. And of course, we want to work with the British government and help them find a route to get where we need to get to make sure that those aspirations become a reality. And that is why we have asked for more clarity now in phase one of these negotiations, rather than allowing this thing to be kicked off in the hope that it will be solved in the context of a broader trade agreement or future trading relationship. For us, that's a sort of a jump in the dark that we're not willing to take, not knowing where we're going to land, or at least not having a lot more clarity around the parameters of the landing zone that we need to have to give the Good Friday Agreement the protection that it needs. So I don't think I can give you as complete an answer as you would like on the citizens' rights issues. I take your point, I take your point in relation to the training and the focus on ensuring that there is a mechanism or a portal or whatever you want to call it, whereby Irish citizens living in Northern Ireland actually feel that they have a space where they can ask questions and get detailed answers, to know where they stand, to know what the implications and consequences of Brexit is for them, as it becomes clearer what it's going to look like. But I think the first thing we have to do is we have to try to support a negotiation process that starts to put those pieces together, so that we can try to provide the certainty and then the staff and the training that's needed to be able to make sure that citizens can understand where they stand and can access their rights.